A good father knows, loves, and follows God. If you just do that, God will honor you and help you with all the other things that can be hard to figure out. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he's old, he will not depart from it." This is probably one of the most popular proverbs when it comes to the topic of raising your kids. However, it's easily misunderstood, primarily because it's a proverb. It's a wise saying. It's not necessarily a promise. It's not guaranteed that your children will always follow Christ. Many of us likely have kids who are either far from God right now or will at some point really struggle with their relationship with God. This is when it's essential to understand that all of us are accountable for our own relationship with God. God has a plan for us, but at the same time, He somehow gives us a choice to either walk in that plan or completely reject it. So while we do our best to raise our kids and set them up in the best way possible to have a relationship with Jesus, it's ultimately their decision, and they will be held responsible for that decision. You can't draw your kids' hearts to God. Only God can do that. But you can be faithful as their father, leading your children to honor God with their lives as God draws their hearts to Himself. This means we've got to pray for our kids all the time. Ask the Holy Spirit to move and work in their lives and draw them to Himself. But at the same time, as stewards, knowing that they're not actually our kids, we disciple them and train them in a way that leads them to make decisions that honor God. If you're not regularly praying for your kids, you need to start. If you're unsure where to start, maybe just ask your kids. Say something like, "Hey, I want to start praying for you every day. What's something that I could ask God to do on your behalf?" If your kids are younger, maybe you'll get some interesting answers. And if your kids are older, maybe the conversation will be a little bit odd at first. But it's a conversation you need to have. Your kids belong to God. So go to God every day on their behalf, asking the Holy Spirit to move and work in their lives.